Have you ever wondered why Japanese institutional traders stay profitable for 10, 15, even 20 years, while Western traders blow up in 6 months? Why their accounts grow steadily while others swing wildly between euphoria and despair? It's not strategy. It's not indicators. It's habits. Tiny habits that most traders overlook. Habits so small they seem almost insignificant. But that's exactly why they work. Today I'm going to show you 8 tiny Japanese trading habits that create massive profitability. Not in dramatic overnight wins, but in the kind of deep, lasting success that compounds over decades. These aren't complicated systems. They're not time-consuming rituals. They're small, almost effortless actions. But when you do them consistently, they reshape everything. Because in Japan, there's a principle. The trader who chases everything catches nothing. But when you master the small things, the big things take care of themselves. So let's talk about what that actually looks like in daily trading. The first tiny habit is called Kaizen, and it might be the most powerful trading concept you'll ever learn. Kaizen means continuous improvement, but not the kind where you overhaul your entire strategy after one bad week and blow up by the end of the month. It's the opposite. It's about making improvements so small, they're almost invisible. 1% better every day. That's it. In Japanese trading firms, this philosophy is everywhere. Traders who last 15 years don't do it by making massive changes. They do it by finding one tiny thing to improve every single day. An entry that could be 2 seconds more patient, a stop that could be placed 5 pips tighter, a habit that could be eliminated entirely. It sounds insignificant, but when you do that every single day for years, the compound effect is staggering. And this doesn't just apply to institutions, it applies to your trading. Want to stop revenge trading? Don't promise yourself you'll never do it again. That's too big. Instead, commit to pausing for 10 seconds after a loss. Just 10 seconds. That's so easy you can't say no. And once you pause for 10 seconds, you'll probably wait 30, then a minute. And before you know it, revenge trading is dead. Want to journal consistently? Don't force yourself to write 3 pages every day. Write 1 sentence. 1 sentence is nothing. Today I learned. Impatience cost me $400. But 1 sentence a day is 365 lessons a year. That's more wisdom than most traders gain in 5 years. Kaizen removes the friction. It makes improvement invisible until the results become undeniable. Meet David. David used to overhaul his strategy every month. New indicators, new rules, new everything. He was always searching for the perfect system. After 2 years, his account was still breaking even because he never mastered anything. Then he discovered Kaizen. He stopped changing his strategy. Instead, he improved one tiny thing per day. Monday, wait 5 extra seconds before entry. Tuesday, move, stop 3 pips, tighter based on structure. Wednesday, skip trades during first 15 minutes after news, tiny improvements, invisible changes. After 6 months, his win rate went from 43% to 51%. His average winner increased by 8%. His account grew 34%, not from a new strategy, from 180 tiny improvements compounded, because the goal isn't to transform overnight. The goal is to never stop moving forward. And that brings us to the second tiny habit, Ikigai. Ikigai is your reason for trading. It's the thing that makes you open your charts in the morning. Not money, not freedom, but the thing that gives your trading meaning. In Okinawa, one of the blue zones where people regularly live past 100, almost everyone can tell you their ikigai. And researchers believe that sense of purpose is one of the main reasons they live so long. Because here's the thing. When you have a reason to keep going, your brain wants to persevere. But when trading feels meaningless, you burn out, you quit, you blow up. Ikigai isn't about grand ambitions. It's not about making $1 million or quitting your job. It can be as simple as mastering one skill, providing for your family, proving to yourself you can do something difficult. The key is that it's yours. It's not what Instagram tells you to want. It's what genuinely makes you feel alive. And here's the framework Japanese traders use to find it. Ikigai sits at the intersection of 4 things: what you love about trading, what you're good at in trading, what value you can provide through trading, and how you can sustain yourself through trading. When you find something that touches all 4, that's your ikigai. And when you trade according to that, everything else falls into place. But most traders never ask themselves these questions. They just chase money and they wonder why trading feels empty even when they win. Meet Sarah. Sarah started trading to get rich, Make a million, quit her job, buy a Lambo. Standard dream. But every loss felt like failure. Every week without profit felt like wasted time. She was miserable. Then she asked herself the Ikigai questions. What do I love? I love the puzzle, the pattern recognition, the discipline required. What am I good at? I'm good at waiting. I'm patient by nature. I don't need action. What value can I provide? I can show others that patience works, that slow is fast. How can I sustain myself? I can grow my account 2% per month consistently. That's my Ikigai. When she shifted her focus from get rich to master patience, everything changed. She stopped forcing trades. She stopped measuring success by dollars. She measured by patience. And ironically, her account grew faster than when she was chasing money. Because Ikigai removes the desperation, and desperation kills traders. So pause right now and ask yourself, what do I actually love about trading? What am I naturally good at? What value can I provide? How can I sustain this long term? You don't need all the answers today, but if you start asking the questions, the answers will come. The third tiny habit is harahachi-bu, and it might save your account. Harahachi-bu means eat until you're 80% full. Not stuffed, not greedy, just 80%. In Okinawa, people say this phrase before every meal. It's a reminder, a tiny moment of discipline, and it keeps them from overeating. In trading, harahachi-bu means risk until you're 80% comfortable, not maxed out, not aggressive, just 80%. Because here's the problem. Your brain wants more. You win a trade. You feel good. You want to double your risk on the next one. You're hungry for more profit. But if you risk until you feel satisfied, you've already over-risked. You've exposed more capital than you can emotionally handle. And over time, that extra 20% destroys you. It leads to blow-ups, revenge trading, emotional collapse, all the things that kill accounts. But if you stop at 80%, you give yourself exactly what you need. Nothing more. And that slight risk restraint is what separates 10-year traders from 6-month blow-ups. Meet Marcus. Marcus used to risk whatever felt right. Some trades 2%, some trades 5%. One time after a big win, he risked 8% because he knew this one would hit. It didn't. He lost 8% in one trade. Then revenge traded, lost another 6%, blew 14% of his account in one day. Then he learned harahachi-bu. Now he has a rule. If it feels comfortable to risk 5%, he risks 4%. If it feels comfortable to risk 3%, he risks 2.5%, always 80% of what feels comfortable. After 8 months, his max drawdown shrunk from 28% to 11%. His account didn't grow faster, but it never blew up. And in trading, not blowing up is how you win. Now, this doesn't mean under-risk to the point of irrelevance. It means calibrate. Pay attention. Before every trade, ask yourself, how much am I comfortable risking? Okay, now take 20% off that. Most traders risk on impulse. They risk what their emotions tell them. But your emotions don't know math. So the next time you're about to enter a trade pause, check in. Ask yourself, could I risk 20% less and still be in the game? If yes, do it. If not, you're probably over-risking. It's not about restriction, it's about longevity. And that tiny shift in risk management might be the simplest way to never blow up again. The fourth tiny habit is Shinrin-yoku, mental bathing. Shinrin-yoku means forest bathing. In trading, it means stepping away from your screens to reset your mind. This isn't procrastination, it's medicine. In Japan, doctors actually prescribe this. They'll tell patients to spend time away from stimulation, not as a metaphor, but as treatment. And the science backs it up. When you step away from your charts, your cortisol drops, your blood pressure lowers, your decision-making improves. There's something about disconnecting that resets your nervous system. But here's the thing. You don't need a forest. You just need to step away. No charts, no phone, no trading Twitter. Just 10 minutes of mental space. The key is to go without purpose. No goal. Just walk, breathe, let your mind wander. This isn't wasted time. This is recovery. And in a world where traders stare at screens for 8 hours straight, this tiny practice might be what saves your account. Meet James. James used to trade from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. No breaks. He thought breaks were for lazy traders. By 2 p.m., he was exhausted. His focus was gone. He'd start making sloppy trades. Revenge trading after a loss. Chasing setups that didn't match his plan. By end of day, he'd taken 14 trades and couldn't remember why he entered half of them. Then he added Shinrin-yoku. Every 90 minutes he stands up, leaves his desk, walks for 10 minutes. No phone, no charts, just walking. When he returns, his mind is reset. Fresh, sharp again. Now by end of day, James has taken 4 high-quality trades instead of 14 mediocre ones. He's up 28% this year. Same strategy, same market, different habit. Because here's what most traders don't understand. The best trades aren't found by watching more. They're found by resetting better. A tired mind chases. A rested mind selects. Japanese traders have a concept called ma, the space between things. In music, the silence between notes creates beauty. In trading, the space between trades creates profit. James used to fill every gap with action, terrified of missing something. So he watched everything and saw nothing. Now he embraces ma, long stretches of nothing, then one perfect trade. Western traders fear the gap. Japanese traders live in the gap, and that's where discipline is born. So try this. Set a timer for 90 minutes. When it goes off, stand up. Leave your desk. Walk for 10 minutes. No exceptions. Your brain will resist. But what if I miss a setup? You won't. And even if you do, one missed setup is better than 10 bad trades from a fried brain. The 5th tiny habit is wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi is the acceptance of imperfection. In trading, it means accepting that not every trade will be perfect, and that's okay. In the West, we're obsessed with perfection. Perfect entries, perfect exits, perfect win rates, flawless execution. But that pursuit is exhausting, and it's a lie, because no trade is perfect. No trader is perfect. And chasing perfection is what creates the anxiety that destroys you. Wabi-sabi says that's okay. In fact, that's where growth is. A losing trade isn't failure, it's data. A missed entry isn't a mistake, it's part of the process. A drawdown isn't proof you're broken, it's proof you're trading. When you embrace wabi-sabi, you stop chasing the impossible. You stop comparing your results to highlight reels. You stop feeling like every loss means you're not good enough. Instead, you start appreciating the process as it is right now. Messy, imperfect, real. And that shift is freeing. Meet Lisa. Lisa used to obsess over perfection. If she didn't enter at the exact perfect price, she'd beat herself up for hours. If her stop was 2 pips too wide, she'd feel like an idiot. If she missed an entry, she'd sit there regretting it all day. She was miserable. Her journal was full of self-criticism. I'm so stupid. I'm so undisciplined. Why can't I just execute perfectly? Then she discovered wabi-sabi. She started writing different journal entries. Today's entry was 4 pips late. Not perfect, but still valid. Still followed my plan, still a good trade. Missed that setup because I was away from my desk. That's okay. There will be another. Took a loss today. Stop was hit. That's how trading works. No regrets. This tiny shift in how she talked to herself changed everything. She stopped beating herself up. Her anxiety dropped, and ironically, her execution improved because she wasn't paralyzed by the fear of imperfection. So the next time you notice something imperfect in your trading pause, instead of seeing it as failure, ask yourself, what's acceptable about this? That entry that was 3 pips late? Still valid. That stop that was slightly too wide? Still safe. That loss you took last week? Still part of the plan. They're not flaws. They're proof you're trading. Because perfect traders don't exist. Profitable traders do, and profitable traders accept imperfection. The 6th tiny habit is gammon. Gammon means endurance with dignity. It's the ability to tolerate difficulty without complaint, to persevere through losing streaks without breaking down. Now in the West, this might sound like toxic positivity, like just suck it up and don't feel your feelings. But that's not what gammon is. Gammon isn't about denying your pain. It's about not letting your pain control you. It's the quiet strength that says, this losing streak is hard, but I can handle it. I don't need to post about it on Twitter. I don't need validation. I just need to keep executing my plan. And there's something powerful about that. Because when you stop complaining, you stop reinforcing the narrative that you're a victim. You stop feeding the story that the market is against you. Instead, you take responsibility. You accept that losing streaks are part of trading, and you choose how you respond. Meet Michael. Michael used to complain constantly. After every loss he'd post on Twitter, "Market is manipulated. They hunted my stop again. This is rigged." He'd tell his friends, "I can't catch a break. Every time I enter, price reverses." He built an entire identity around being a victim. And guess what? His trading reflected that. He was stuck in a 2-year break-even cycle because he blamed everything except himself. Then he practiced gammon. He stopped posting after losses. He stopped complaining to friends. He stopped narrating his struggle. Instead, he just executed, took losses in silence, reviewed them privately, adjusted, moved on. After 4 months, something shifted. His win rate didn't change much, but his emotional resilience was unbreakable. He could take 5 losses in a row and not tilt. Why? Because he stopped reinforcing the victim story. He stopped giving his pain a megaphone. Gammon doesn't mean you suffer in silence. It means you don't let suffering define you. And in a world where every trader is posting their struggles looking for sympathy, gammon is a reminder. You don't need an audience to be strong. You just need to show up. So try this. The next time you take a loss, don't tell anyone. Don't post it. Don't complain. Just write it in your journal. Loss taken. Lesson learned. Moving on. That's it. No drama, no story. Just endurance with dignity. And watch how your trading transforms when you stop performing your pain. The 7th tiny habit is omoyari. Omoyari means compassionate consideration. In trading, it means respecting the market and respecting yourself. Omoyari is the ability to consider consequences before acting. To think, if I take this trade, how will it affect my mental state? If I over-risk, how will it affect my discipline? If I revenge trade, how will it affect my account? It's thinking 2 steps ahead, not just about profit, but about emotional sustainability. In Japan, this principle is everywhere. People consider how their actions affect others. In trading, you consider how your actions affect your future self. Because here's the thing. Every trade you take is a message to your future self. If you take a revenge trade, you're telling future you, "I don't respect you. I'm willing to sabotage you for temporary emotional relief." If you over-risk, you're saying, "I don't care about your stress levels. I want this win now." But if you trade with omoyari, you're saying, "I respect you. I'm setting you up for sustainable success. I'm not going to wreck you today just to feel better." Meet Daniel. Daniel used to trade without omoyari. After a loss, he'd jump into the next trade immediately. No pause, no thought, just reaction. He'd over-risk because he wanted to recover fast. He'd break his rules because he was emotional. Every decision was about right now, never about tomorrow. His account swung wildly, 1 week up 15%, next week down 20%. He was on an emotional roller coaster. Then he learned omoyari. Before every trade, he started asking, "How will this trade affect my future self? If I take this revenge trade, how will I feel in 2 hours? Probably worse. If I over-risk this setup, how will I feel if it stops out? Devastated. If I skip this marginal setup, how will I feel tomorrow? Proud of my discipline." This tiny pause, this moment of consideration changed everything. His trading slowed down, his risk decreased, his emotional swings stabilized. After 6 months, his account was up 31%, but more importantly, he wasn't exhausted anymore. He was calm. Because omoyari removes the chaos. It makes you think before you act. So try this. Before your next trade, pause and ask, "How will this decision affect my future self?" If the answer is, "It will make things harder," don't do it. If the answer is, "It will make me proud," execute. That tiny question might be the difference between sustainable success and emotional burnout. The 8th and final tiny habit is kintsugi. Kintsugi is the art of repairing broken things with gold. When a bowl breaks in Japan, they don't throw it away, they repair it. But instead of hiding the cracks, they fill them with gold. And the piece becomes more beautiful than before. Kintsugi is a metaphor for trading. You will blow up, you will fail, you will take devastating losses. But that doesn't make you worthless. It makes you real. And when you rebuild yourself, when you put the pieces back together, those cracks become part of your story. They're not something to hide, they're something to honor. Because the strongest traders aren't the ones who never lost. They're the ones who lost big, rebuilt themselves, and they carry that gold with them. Meet Alex. Alex blew up his first account, $8,000 gone in 6 weeks. He was devastated, ashamed. He thought about quitting. He hid from the trading community, stopped posting, stopped talking about it. He felt like a failure. Then he learned kintsugi. He realized this blow-up isn't the end, it's data. It's a lesson carved in gold. So he rebuilt. But he didn't hide the cracks. He studied exactly what went wrong. Over-risking, revenge trading, no risk management. He wrote it all down. He made those lessons permanent. He built a new strategy around his weaknesses. And when he started trading again, he was different, stronger, wiser, more disciplined. 2 years later, his account is at $47,000. But more than that, he's unshakable. Because he's already survived the worst. He's already rebuilt himself. The blow-up didn't destroy him, it made him. So if you're going through something hard right now, if you just took a massive loss, if you just blew up, remember this: you're not damaged, you're being transformed. And the version of you that comes out the other side will be stronger, wiser, and more profitable than before. Don't hide your scars. Study them. Learn from them. Fill them with gold. Let them make you unbreakable. So here's what you need to remember. These 8 tiny habits aren't quick fixes. They're not magic pills. They're principles. And principles take time. Kaizen teaches you that 1% daily improvement compounds into massive results. Ikigai gives you a reason to keep trading when it gets hard. Harahachi-bu protects your account by never over-risking. Shinrin-yoku restores your mind so you can trade sharp. Wabi-sabi frees you from the prison of perfection. Gaman builds your resilience quietly without drama. Omoyari makes you respect your future self with every decision. And kintsugi reminds you that breaking isn't the end, it's the beginning. You don't need to adopt all 8 at once. Pick one. Start tiny. Let it become part of who you are. Then add another. Because Japanese traders don't chase transformation. They build it. One tiny choice at a time. One small habit at a time. And over the course of years, those tiny habits create massive profitability. Not overnight riches, but sustainable, lasting success. A trading career that's calm, purposeful, and deeply profitable. Not because it's perfect, but because it's intentional. If this shifted how you think about trading, hit subscribe, because the secret to massive profits isn't doing more. It's doing tiny things consistently, quietly, without needing anyone to notice. And that's something worth becoming.